It's only day one of Chargers training camp, and it already feels like we've been hit with a season's worth of news. I mean, what just happened? 1 second, we're looking at new jerseys and holding our breath over rookie contract drama. And the next, Mike Williams retires out of nowhere. That's how the 2025 Chargers season is starting. And the domino effect of that one move, it touches everything. Wide receiver depth, rookie expectations, Justin Herbert's trust tree, and even veteran leadership. Let's break it all down. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. When you heard Mike Williams retire, what was your first reaction? Were you shocked? Or did you see this coming? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading. Now, this wasn't just any day one. This was hands down the busiest, craziest first day of training camp I can remember. The team was just settling in. Pads weren't even on yet, and then, boom, Adam Schefter drops the bomb. Mike Williams is done. After 8 seasons in the league, he's stepping away from football at age 30. And what's wild is just the day before, Joe Ortiz was saying he'd be placed on the PUP list with what sounded like a minor injury. He was day-to-day, expected to be back soon. Then the next morning, he retired. That's how fast this shifted. Look, let's be real. This wasn't just about football. My first reaction was, is Mike Williams okay? Not physically on the surface, because clearly there's something going on there, but emotionally, mentally. Because if you know anything about Mike, you know he never half-stepped. He played through everything. Back injuries, knee injuries, brutal landings. He's always been that guy to lay it all out there. So, for him to walk away now, there's more behind this than we know. And while I get the instinct online to immediately react, I'd just say, take a beat. Don't be that guy trashing a dude who's probably been grinding through pain we don't even see. Now, from a roster standpoint, yeah, it's a gut punch. Jim Harbaugh just said an hour earlier that this offense needs to step up to Justin Herbert's level and that they're going to surround him with weapons. An hour later, one of those weapons says, I'm out. That's brutal timing. And this isn't about Mike Williams being WR1 anymore. We all knew Ladd McConkey was that guy now. But Mike was supposed to play a very specific role. Boundary guy, red zone target, that big body that Herbert trusted to win contested catches on the outside. That role doesn't just disappear without impact. So now all eyes go to Tre Harris. And luckily, that part of the day had a bit of good news. His rookie contract has finally been signed. He's back. The holdout lasted all of, a few days? And honestly, the reaction to that holdout was totally out of control. 1 day of negotiations, and suddenly people are calling him selfish? This is a guy who was a 2-star recruit, grinded his way to Ole Miss, and finished with 1,000 yards in 8 games. Character concerns? Come on. Every report we've heard is that he's a high-effort, high-character guy. Even Justin Herbert called him a pro's pro. And now, with Mike Williams gone, the pressure on Tre Harris just skyrocketed, like instantly. He's not just a promising rookie anymore. He's a guy the team might have to rely on early. Because if you really break down this receiver room now, it's Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, Jalen Reagor, and then a bunch of question marks. Tre Harris is probably next up for that boundary X role, the one Mike Williams would have filled part-time. But the reality is this wasn't supposed to be all on him yet. And let's not pretend he's Mike Williams either. He's not going to leap over 3 defenders and make circus catches. But physically, he can fit the mold. And if the chemistry with Herbert builds fast, he could fill that need. But that's a big if. If he struggles, there's no fallback plan now. That's where this really hurts, because it erases the team's margin for error at this key spot. And what about the rest of the receiver group? Well, Keandre Lambert-Smith's stock is up now too, no question. A few weeks ago, he looked like a guy who might be a healthy scratch come week 1. Now, he's probably your wide receiver 4. That's a major jump. And yeah, he had a nice 7-on-7 catch from Herbert on day 1. That matters, because it means he's finally getting some reps with the first unit. But again, this is a 5th-round rookie. You're not building your offense around him. You're hoping he flashes enough to earn trust. And speaking of trust, Jalen Reagor. Let's talk about him. He might be the biggest individual winner from Mike Williams' retirement. Not because he replaces Mike, but because it opens the door for him to lock in a roster spot. Last year, he was more involved than anyone expected just out of necessity. This year, he's running with the ones. He's healthy. He's making plays. He had the play of the day at practice. And Herbert clearly trusts him in contested situations. Whether it's a back shoulder fade or a scramble drill, Reagor was there. And look, I know the jokes. I know he was the guy picked before Justin Jefferson. I know people are still holding that against him, but strip all that away and just look at what's happening now. He's producing. He's showing up. He's becoming that sacrificial X, the fast guy who stretches the defense vertically and forces defenses to respect the sideline. That's valuable, especially when Herbert likes throwing those contested boundary balls. So, if the season started today, I think your top 4 receivers are Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, Tre Harris, and Jalen Reagor. And I don't think it's crazy to say that Reagor is going to see real snaps this year, not just on special teams. And as for Brendan Rice, yeah, this maybe helps his chances to stick, but he's behind. He hasn't gotten many reps with the top units. His route timing needs to be worked out. He's a project. Now, he has a path, but it's a long one. And yeah, I get it. Everybody's throwing out names. Gabe Davis, Amari Cooper, even Keenan Allen. Do I think they should bring in a vet? I do. Not necessarily to start, but to stabilize the room. Someone the young guys can learn from. Because right now, your veteran is Jalen Reagor. That's a little thin. Mike Williams wasn't the most vocal guy, but he was a guy who'd been through it. You need that kind of presence in a young room. Now, will they go make a move? Probably not. Joe Ortiz already said they offered competitive deals in free agency and didn't land anyone. They seem more likely to wait for cutdowns and maybe scoop up a Simi Fehoko type off the wire. I'd love to be wrong, but it just doesn't feel like they're going to make a splash here. On the running back front, another weird twist. Najee Harris has officially been placed on the NFI list. That's non-football injury for those who don't know. And all signs point to this being from that reported eye injury. Jim Harbaugh says he's in meetings, engaged, great attitude. The agent says he'll be ready for the season. But until he's back on the field, it's a mystery. If he stays on NFI through cutdown day, he'd have to miss the first 4 games. So, yeah, we're all hoping that's not the case. But in the meantime, those extra reps will go to guys like Rocket Sanders and Kamani Vidal. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. Let's figure out who's got what in the run game. These reps matter, especially in pass protection where Najee usually shines. As for the offensive line, bit of good news there. Rashawn Slater is practicing. No hold-in, no drama. Just shows up and works. That says a lot about who he is. And with questions still lingering at left guard, having Slater locked in is crucial. The Chargers can't afford to play without him. So yeah, wild day 1, massive retirement. Rookie contract resolved. One wide receiver room flipped on its head. Another group reshuffled completely. And through it all, football is back. Pads aren't even on yet, but we've already got enough to talk about for a week. Let me know in the comments, what's your biggest concern right now? Is it Tre Harris holding up as a starter? Is it the lack of veteran depth? Or are you not panicking at all yet? Hit me with your thoughts.